Good evening. I'm Chanel, Vehicle Title Expert. Thank y'all for tuning in and thank you in advance for subscribing. So, my question to you is, are you paying taxes twice on your leased vehicles? I want y'all to think about that and I will get to that question in a few moments. Are you paying taxes twice on your leased vehicles? Now, a lot of times what happens when you are leasing a vehicle, you go to the dealership, they give you the lease agreement, sometimes a lease calculator sheet or calculation sheet, purchase agreement, etc. All of these things are part of your lease agreement paperwork or paperwork package. Some of you may see this, some of you may not. Okay. But nevertheless, this goes with your lease agreement packet. And depending on your state, depending on the leasing company, your sales tax sometimes is broken up into a monthly fee along with your payment that you're paying every month. So that's a part of that. Whatever you pay every month, you got the lease payment, you got personal property tax. If you're, in a state that charges personal property, and you have your sales tax and other fees. Okay, but I'm going to be talking about the sales tax part shortly and get back to that question. But that's normally what happens. Okay, that monthly payment, unless you are in a state that requires the sales tax to be collected up front. Okay, but let's get to the lease buyout. Okay, if you are going to buy out your lease, are you going to pay taxes again? Does double taxation? Are you paying taxes twice? So that's going to be the question you guys should really focus on if you are considering going through that lease buyout, because sometimes you can pay taxes twice. All right. Let's say your lease buyout is 20,000. Okay, depending on your state, you will be paying taxes again. All right. And it's really nothing you can do about that. It's going to be dependent on your state. Whatever your state vehicle sales tax law or rules are as it pertains to leased vehicles, you will need to comply accordingly. Okay. So in Virginia, there's a few states that, don't allow the double taxation, and they do have conditions, of course. But in the state of Virginia, if you have a lease buyout, okay, and you are an individual, you will not have to pay taxes again if you pay taxes during that lease. Okay, let me explain further. If you have a Virginia title, okay, you were the leasee, and you paid taxes, that leasing company paid the taxes on your behalf, and now you're buying that lease out, you will be exempt from paying taxes, provided that, you have proof that you paid taxes during the term of your lease. Now, here's the catch. If you are moving to Virginia, you have a title that your leasing company gave you, you bought the lease out and you need to transfer it to Virginia, you are going to pay taxes because the vehicle has not been titled in Virginia yet. You didn't pay taxes from the beginning, so Virginia wants to make sure it gets its taxes. But if you already had that vehicle titled in Virginia, it was a leased vehicle, you're buying it out, and you are an individual, you will be exempt. Okay, so think about that. But again, I want you guys to think about that question. If you are buying your lease vehicle out, are you going to pay sales taxes twice? Okay, I want you to really be prepared that it is a possibility you may have to. So you really need to um, talk to that dealership up front, talk to the leasing company up front, be aware ahead of time of the possibility. If I buy this, vehicle out, will I pay taxes on it? Okay. And let me just say, in the event the leasing company puts $1 down, Keep in mind, I did a segment a few days ago about the native value and, taxes and things of this nature. Even if they put $1 down, you know, the DMV still could look at the NADA. So also be prepared for that. Make sure they're putting down realistic figures in the event you are buying that vehicle out. If not, that leasing company may need to give you not just a bill of sale, but an affidavit, in fact, affirming that they sold that vehicle to you for $1 if, they decide to go that route. But normally it's much more than $1, but I'm just putting that out there. I believe in being transparent. So just keep that in mind. But, I want y'all to really think about the possibility that you could go through double taxation. Make sure you look over your lease agreement. Don't assume, regarding your sales tax matter. Ask those questions up front, and it's really best to ask upfront versus waiting until you have that buyout and then you're assuming that you're in the clear, no taxes due. Okay, you owe that to yourself to be prepared, so you won't have any surprises. If you guys have any questions about lease buyouts and the possibility of, double taxation, I do want to hear from you. Drop me a line below or visit me at wisdomandauthority.com. Check me out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Click share and subscribe. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.